Welcome to your geography class, chapter 4, Indian soil. In the last chapter, we had studied about the climate. In this chapter, we'll study about the Indian soils. So the main learning objectives of this chapter is we'll be knowing the meaning and importance of soils in India, the types of and distribution of soils, soil erosion, causes and effects, and soil conservation. So this is soil. When we are studying about soil, before going to the meaning, let us know why are soil so important? Why we had to study about it? Soils, soil is our life support system, children. It provides anchorage for roots, hold water and nutrients. Soils are home to myriad microorganisms that fix nitrogen and decompose organic matter, and armies of microscopic animals as well as earthworms and termites. We build on soil as well as with it and in it. So when I told this to which subject it is related, can you tell me? It comes in geography. Along with the geography, it is also there in your biology, isn't it? In your science subject. See, it is connected. It is connected even with biology also. Soils play a very vital role in the Earth's ecosystem, children. Without soil, human life would be very difficult. It provides plants with footholds of their roots and hold the necessary nutrients for plants to grow. It filters the rainwater and regulates the discharge of excess rainwater, preventing flooding. It is capable of storing large amount of organic carbon. It buffers against the pollutants, thus protecting the groundwater quality. It provides man with some essential construction and manufacturing materials. We build our house with bricks, isn't it, children? We build our house with bricks made from clay. We drink coffee from a cup that is essentially backed soil, that is clay. It also presents a record of past environmental conditions. So we can come to know that it is geography is interconnected with biology also, and we build our houses from bricks made from clay. We drink coffee from a cup. This is related, that is essentially black red. This is related to the clay. That becomes an art, making a cup with the clay. It also presents a record of past environmental conditions. So when it tells about the past, we are studying about history also here, isn't it? So we see that geography is interconnected to all the subjects, children, in one way or the another. Soil functions are general capabilities of soil that are important for various agricultural, environmental, nature protection, landscape, architecture, and urban application. We are having 6 key soil functions are there. Food, and first one is the food and other biomass protection. Second one is environmental interaction, that is the storage, filtering and transformation. Thirdly, biological habitat and gene pool. Fourthly, the source of raw materials. Fifthly, physical and cultural heritage. Sixthly, the platform for man structures, building and highways. This is just an introductory part. So now let us move. What is meant by soil? What is soil then? I have to know what is soil. So, soil, the word soil is derived from a Latin word solum meaning floor. Soil is a complex system made up of mineral matter, organic matter, and soil air. Therefore, it contains not only the solid and liquid phases but also the gaseous phases. So, the soil definition has been given by different people. Let us move in general. Solid earth material that has been altered by physical, chemical and organic process so that it can support the rooted plant life. It is a mixture of rock, materials, decomposing plants and materials. It is the stuff plants grown in. It contains different salts, minerals, organic substance, gases, water, etc. So, when we tell soils children, soil in different languages, we call soil by different names. In English, we tell it as soil. In Hindi, we call it as mitti. In Sanskrit, we call it as pamshu, mrutika in Sanskrit, and in Kannada, we call it as mannu. So, you had to find out, tell me in your languages what and all the soil is called. What do they call soil in your mother tongue? Now, let us continue with the definition. Soil can be defined as a solid material on the earth's surface that results from the interaction of weathering and biological activity on the parent material underlying the hard rock. The study of soils as naturally occurring phenomena is called as pedology, from the Greek word pedon meaning soil or earth. Pedology takes into account what and all it needs: factors and process of soil formation, soil characteristics, distribution of soil types. We also studied why soil is so important. So, why soil is so important to us? Can any one of you tell why soil is so important to us? You can tell any 5 reasons why soil is very important for us, because it is a link between the rocky crust of the earth and the all life on the earth's surface. It is a subsystem of the earth that is very important because all life on the earth depends on soil, whether it is directly or indirectly. Or for food, all soil contains mineral, organic matters and air. The main soil formation in India is mainly related to the parent rock relief climate and natural vegetation. So, there is a wide variety of soils in India. And the soil is very important natural resources because in India, because agriculture is the main occupation of the it is the main occupation of the people, because many people depend on many people depend on the agriculture. So, agriculture production is basically dependent, or it is basically dependent on the fertility of the soil children. So, that is why soil is very important. The importance of soil. So, soil, what and all it provides, the soil provides minerals and other nutrients for plants. All animals get their energy from plants, either by eating plants or by eating animals have eaten plants. Soil stores water to plant use. It also prevents water runoff. That is why soil is very important. Now, soil formation, this and all you have studied in 8th standard, right? In your geography, how soil is made. So rock is broken down. You can see here how soil is. The rock is broken down by the weathering and it mixes with the materials on the surface to create the soil. So the frost, this is the parent material due to the wind, rain, hail, ice, heat, cold. There is a fine parent material where we are having where it is broken into pieces. Spontaneous weathering. We have it is having mineral nutrients, ions and solutions, oxides of iron and aluminum, silica, silt, sand, quartz. So we are having 3-layer clay and 2-layer clay here. So like this the soil is formed. How are soils formed? Through the weathering. The soil, children, is formed by the weathering or disintegration of the parent rocks by physical, chemical and biological agents. It is a slow process and it takes thousands of years. So, this physical and chemical decomposition is primarily done by the water, water and climate. As a result of these processes, the large rock pieces are converted into small pieces and eventually to soil. Living organisms such as lichens, insects, microorganisms make soil ready for the plants to grow. The growth of roots and plants further adds to the weathering of rocks and thus forms the soil. Now here we are having topography. What is topography? Topography, children, it is the physical and natural feature of the land. A topography map, you can see it shows the natural features such as elevation and man-made features such as schools, that we call it as topography. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is the different types of soil. So we are having 6 types of soil. They are alluvial soil. So we had to know how alluvial soil is made. We are having 6 types. We are having black soil, red soil, laterite soil, alluvial soil, forest soil and arid soil. You can see in these places. Here you are having the red soil, you are having the black soil, children, here in these all states. Red soil you find it here, and we are having the laterite soil here and here in the coastal plains, and we are having the alluvial soil in the northern plains, and we are having the forest in Jammu and Kashmir and even near Sikkim, and we are also having the arid soil. Now let us study one by one the soils of our country. First we are having alluvial soil. How is alluvial soil formed? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, the rivers while flowing through mountains erode the rocks. These pieces of rocks are then carried away and further broken into fine pieces by the flow of river water. These sediments and silt are then deposited on the river bank and the land that is flooded by rivers. Deposition of these sediment results in the formation of the alluvial soil, children. So we have to know what is the composition of the alluvial soil. So the composition, when we tell, the alluvial material deposited by rivers, it is usually most extensively developed in the lower part of the course of a river, forming floodplains and deltas, but may be deposited at any point where the river overflows its banks or where the velocity of a river is checked. For example, where it runs into a lake. Alluvial soil consists of silt, sand, clay, and often contains a good deal of organic matter. If therefore yields are fertile soils such as those of the deltas of Mississippi, the Nile, the Gangas and the Brahmaputras and the Huang rivers. All these are where in the world also we see the alluvial soil. In India we find it in the northern plains, that is the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. In some regions, alluvial deposits contain gold, platinum or gemstones, and the greater part of the world that supply of tin ore. So, this alluvial soil is formed by the deposition. So, this alluvial soil occupies about 15 lakh kilometers square in India. The main crops that we find this mostly in the Indo-Gangetic plain and by the sea waves in the coastal areas. So, the main crops that are grown uh, are paddy, sugarcane, cotton, jute, potato and vegetables. So, we are having two types of alluvial soil. One is Khadar and other is Bhangar. Khadar, it is a newer alluvial. It is sand, pale brown in composition and it is found in the and it is found in the lower areas and it is flooded every year. The course of gravel and older alluvium we called as Bhangar. Both types of soil where do we find is we find it in the Indo-Gangetic plain and is also called by the regional language. So, the characteristics when we move. These soils are mainly derived. See, this is the summary of it. The summary of the alluvial soil, children, where you had to copy in your long notebook. These soils are mainly derived from the debris brought down from the Himalayas or from the silt left over by the retreating sea. Their color varies from light grey to ash grey and the texture is sandy to silty loam. These soils are both well drained. These soils have an immature profile and undulating land while the flat lands have a more mature profile. The coastal alluvial soils are of tidal origin and are poorly drained. The areas when we covered, I told the area it covers about 15 lakh kilometers. So, which are the areas? They also occurred in the valley of Narmada and Tapti in Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, Mahanadi in Chhattisgarh and Odisha, Godavari in Andhra Pradesh, Krishna in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and Kaveri in Krishna in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, Kaveri in Tamil Nadu. Along the coast of Kerala, these are called as coastal alluvial and in the deltas of the Mahanadi, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri is deltic alluvial. So, the crops which are grown here, the soils is well suited to irrigation which helps in rising a number of crops like rice, jute, sugarcane as I told you, cotton, maize, oilseeds, fruits and vegetables. These constitute the rice and wheat bowls of India and support the large clusters of large clusters of population. We can see here the different types of soil. We can see here these are the mountainous soils where we see the mountains, and this is the red soil where we find, this is the black soil where we find, and this is the laterite soil where we find in these areas. You can see here. Yeah. Now, can you tell what is the color of this? Yeah, it is the black soil. Now, let us know about, study about the black soil, children. Now, we will study how is black soil formed. Black soil you can see in this picture. Observe the picture. Black soil is formed by the weathering of the breaking of the igneous rock, and also by the cooling or solidification of the lava from the volcano eruption. Therefore, it is called as the lava soil. This soil is formed from rocks of Cretaceous lava and is formed from the volcano eruption. Why is the soil, now the question arises, why is the soil black? Isn't it? A question arises in our mind. This soil is black in color mainly because it is formed by the weathering of the lava rocks. You can see here the weathering of the lava rocks, and are high iron, alumina and magnesia content, and is best suitable for cotton crop production. Because of its fertility and high moisture retentive, black soil is widely used for cultivating several other crops, including the linseed, castor, millets, sunflower, sugarcane, etc. So, the black soil is also called as a rigor soil, children, or black cotton soil, and this is best suited for cotton cultivation. They have derived from the basalt rock. As I told, they are dark grey to black color with a high clay content. They have the characteristics of the black soil. It is black. It is with a high clay content, and they are highly retentive of moisture and extremely compact. And it is best suitable, as I told, for the cotton, sugarcane, jowar, maize, pulses, wheat and chilies. So, where do we find this black soil, children? It occupies about 5.46 lakhs kilometers square in India. So, where do we find this black soil in India? The black soil is majorly found in Gujarat, Maharashtra, western parts of Madhya Pradesh, northwestern Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand up to the Rajmahal Hills. The two popular plateaus, that is the Deccan Plateau and the Malwa Plateau, also lie in the black soil stretch, children. So, this soil, it is rich in iron, lime, calcium, magnesium, carbonates and aluminium. Now, this is just a summary of the black soil, what we studied now. So, how it is clayey and deep, they swell and become sticky when wet and shrink when dried. During the dry season, these soils develop wide cracks. They are rich in lime and iron, magnesia and alumina, and also contain potash. It lacks phosphorus, nitrogen and organic matter. The color of the soil ranges from deep black of grey. So, the major soils where we find the black soil, you can see Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and also we are having the northern parts of Karnataka, and here Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, where we are having, and the Jharkhand. In this area we are having the black soil, where we find the black soil in our country. So, in the next class, children, we will continue with the red soil, and we will study about the laterite, desert and the mountain soil in the next class. Thank you children.